Thank you so much. I wish I can change it, but every time I wanna change my style, you guys come and say that you love it, and I don't know what to do actually. Thank you so much, Carlo. I don't know, I feel like I'm lacking some straight lines. I don't know how to say it, but have you seen like TV Choi or Pin at Pin designs? They use like lots of straight lines, and I need straight lines when I'm working. I'll show you how. Like, if this is like a design that I wanna go for. As you see, like I'm trying to make like this pose, but in, I don't know, maybe like an army or a police officer or so on. So I just wanna go like mostly with straight lines like this. If I'm going to draw like this body, I just wanna go like just curve and straight lines, curves and straight line, like triangles. I wanna make it like kinda sharp. It gives like more character to it. That's all. I hope you understand. Just add some sharpness, that's all. I'm feeling like I'm going more to like lean into the realistic stuff more, which is not bad, but I wanna change that. Yeah, thank you so much. That's what I'm trying to say actually. I've just been like drawing for years, and it just evolves to this stage. That's why I'm trying to add more straight lines. So I don't really know if this is like the one or if this the one. Hi, Mika. Thank you, Carlo. I'm so sorry, just my kid just woke up and I don't know how am I going to continue during this live. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say hi. That's cool, Mika. I wish I can draw consistently. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carlo. I'll try to experience like a lot more. Hi, Doi. The main important thing in drawing. I don't know if you're going to hear that, like, mm, what to say. Actually, the most important thing about drawing is knowing what is drawing, the definition of drawing. Because we actually tend to just go for the thing. I'm sorry, just just wait for a second. Mm, yeah, I am a dad. Okay, what is the most important thing about drawing? Thank you so much, Doug. Wish you the same. I guess the most important thing, in my opinion, is knowing the definition of drawing. Because sometimes we actually try to make things, but we just go for it. We don't even know the definition of it. So, what actually the definition would do for me? Okay, if I know the definition of a thing, what will make a difference? What is the difference that thing will make? I'll tell you why. What is drawing? I'm asking you, what is drawing? So sorry about that. So sorry. Okay, we actually tried to make a fantastic thing. That's what is the definition of drawing. Okay, drawing is making something, is turning something 2D into 3D. That's how easy it is, turning something 2D into 3D. But how we gonna do that? What is actually good about the definition, it actually does give lots of questions that needs to be answered. That's why when I'm trying to do something, can't hear? I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Do you hear me? Okay, that's cool. Okay, when I'm talking about drawing, I mean drawing is trying to turn in something 2D into a 3D, 2D to 3D. Like giving the illusion of something 2D to make it 3D. We can't do it on a 2D surface. As you can see, there is like a length and width. So we are talking about a 2D surface. Okay? Width and length. X and Y. If we're talking about axis. So what we're trying to do to make it look like a 3D, we have to add that third dimension, which is Z. And what that gives us, it will give us like a space between. If we're gonna turn it into like a box, so we have this space. So I wanna actually put something like an object on in a space and see how it acts in space. Okay, that's why we can turn a circle into a sphere. Okay, that's why we can turn like a square into a box, a cube. Okay, so how to do that? Depth. Yeah, we're talking about depth. How to give the depth illusion in a 2D surface. We have actually like two options, or we have like two things. The first thing is light. When light hits a or an object, it will act different. And how's that? I'm gonna tell you how. If I'm going to have, like, as I said, a, a circle, okay? We have a circle, and I'm gonna fill this circle with a color, okay? It is still a circle, but we need to turn that circle into a sphere. But how am I going to do that? We're gonna do that when we direct some light on it. Let's say we have light coming from here, so we have like a lit area and a shadow area, a dark one and a light one. Okay, but since I'm going to divide this one into like two like hemispheres, okay, like a half circle and a half circle. This is like the lit one and this is like the dark one. We have light because it's been hit from this direction, so this area is gonna be lit, and we have shadows. Now I'm gonna ask myself another question. Does light does light travels like wrapping around things, wrapping around objects, or just light going straight lines? it just goes on straight lines. That's why from here I want to study like light and shadows. So if I'm going to try and change that to a sphere, I have to know that things wrapping around it. So shadows wrapping around the form. It takes the shape of a form. Okay? And these questions, as you can say, I just try to know the definition of drawing. So when I just say turn in 2D into 3D, it introduces me to lots of concepts, lots of questions that needs to be answered. So if I'm gonna turn that into a sphere, so I have to draw shadows. Okay, like this. As as I say before, there's like a shadow part, shadow area, and a lit area. Okay, as simple as that. Cool. And when I'm trying to draw, I have to still again study light and shadow. Now I know that there is, if this is in space, so I don't need to draw like the cast shadows. But to make it look kinda real, I have to draw like the cast shadow. And what is the cast shadow? The cast shadow is when I have light directed, so it prevents the light to reach these areas. The form, the object prevents the light to hit these areas. Okay, that's why I have to cast a shadow. And when I cast a shadow, it makes it more believable. Cool? And that's what I'm trying to say. So I have a sphere, a circle, and I want to turn it to a sphere, so I have to study light and shadows to make it 3D. Also, if I have a square or a cylinder or so on, if I'm looking at from like a side view, the cylinder, it will appears as a rectangle. So when it appears like a cylinder, if I'm looking on it from up or down, so now I have to have the knowledge of perspective. So I have a square, but it actually I want to turn it into a 3D, so it's going to be a box. So how am I going to draw a box? I won't be able to draw a box if I'm not actually familiar with perspective. So now I have to study perspective. And when you study perspective and trying to draw a box and study light and shadows, now you're gonna have to ask yourself again why this edge is soft, why I can't do it like in a hard edge. And now you're gonna be introduced again to the edges, which are we talking about right now, which is perspective, basic shapes, how to turn things from 2D to 3D. So now we're talking about the basics, the fundamentals of drawing. So when you ask me about the most important thing about drawing, technically I'm gonna talk about basic shapes, like the foundation. It took me so much time to admit that foundation is, or basics are like the most important thing to study or even to try and achieve. When I started drawing, I just went for it, like trying to learn how portraits are drawn and just ended up not not well. Thank you so much, Carlo. So you really need to take care of the basic shapes. So when I'm trying to draw like these, like the body, like the anatomy of the body or just the body, I'm just thinking with basic shapes. But I'm not drawing the basic shapes because they are actually on my mind. I'm gonna show you how. If I'm gonna just drop the opacity of this one, all I'm thinking while drawing is basic shapes, turning like this body into basic shapes. So how am I going to turn this body into basic shape? I'm gonna use like the rib cage, maybe a box, or maybe just an ellipse shape. That's what I'm trying, that's what I'm thinking while drawing, guys. I just don't draw it. So if I have like this, the continuing of the head, okay, so if I'm going to draw like the rib cage, and then if I'm going to draw like the pelvis, that's what I'm thinking about, guys, while drawing. Yeah. So that's it. I'm just thinking like basic shapes just to try and draw something believable. So let's go and let's like take this one and try to refine it. Okay, so as you can see, most of the time I like drawing while zooming out, just to concentrate on the big shapes. So let's see. hmm It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. My knowledge of anatomy is not as cool as you think. I just know how to make things like overlap, just selling or conveying something to the viewer. So we have like the start of the lats right here. It is wrapping around the rib cage, the back of the rib cage. Thank you so much, Mika. I appreciate it. Make things wrapping around it. As you can see, guys, if I have the rib cage right here, so if I'm drawing like the chest, the chest has to wrap around the rib cage, the form. If I'm just going to draw it like this, and just like for like straight lines, that won't be correct and it won't be believable. So you have to do things wrapping around the form. If you have a cylinder, make it wrap around it. If you had a sphere, like make it wrapping around it. Okay. As you can see also, the abs is also taking the form of the stomach and still wrapping around. then we have the obliques. Since there's like a big stretch right here, so you won't see like too much bulges like protruding. You're gonna see like more of a slightly protruding parts, but we have like this bench right here. So if you're gonna start your drawing, you need to start with the stretch ones and the pension ones, like Proco said, the bean. Okay guys, the bean. And from there you can start your body. That's how you simplify things. So if I'm going to even start it again, I may start with the bean. It makes things look easier. Hello Guilherme. So I have the bean, again the stretch and the pinch. I have the bean, the center line of the chest, and then it changes its direction, and from here I can draw like the shoulders from here, a big cylinder. Okay guys, and this is the bean. You can start from there and add in your things. Cool. I've talked a lot about anatomy actually, so let's continue. Okay, we're gonna draw these shapes. Still again overlapping guys, overlapping parts is way important than you think. Overlaps, overlaps, overlaps. Transform me now. Thank you so much, Glam. I appreciate it. And thanks for you too. Okay, let's leave the head till we know what we're gonna do with it. As you can see guys, I'm not trying to draw lots of details, and even for the hands I'm just trying to capture how it looks like as a big shape. Okay, let's see what we're trying to do here. cool. What, Mika? Now let's try and okay, let's take this one and try to make something out of it. As I said, I was trying to make a like a police officer or an army. If you want to improve your anatomy drawing, you have to improve your basic shapes drawing. The most important thing about anatomy is actually simplifying all the shapes. I have made a video on that, you can check it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be helpful. It is about asking how to study, the know how to study. If you really know how to study anatomy, it will be easy for you. Let's say, guys, that let's assume that I have actually made like the basic shapes. Okay, let's put this one off, and then you are welcome, Mika. I haven't said anything to be to make you thankful. Sure, I'm so sorry, but I'll try to explain more here. Okay, so let's say I wanna draw cloth above. Okay, let's try to draw cloth above. I have actually some references here, but let's say I'm going to stick with this one first. Cool. Okay, let's go and try to wrap some cloth around. So how we're going to do that? Again, guys, cloth wrap around form. It takes the shape of the form. I'm gonna explain how right now. Let's say we have this like chemise and we try to make it fit the guy we have right here. So let's take this like color, and then what I'm seeing right here is that I can't see most of this page right here. Hello Akib, Ahmed, hey buddy, hey young word. So let's wrap this around his arm. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna draw the shirt, and it's gonna be tight, so it's going to wrap around, forms and sticks to it. It will take the shape, most of the time will take the shape of the body. Cool. But since we have also this point right here, so it will act like it's wrapping around it. We can't see the badge, but we're still going to see like a little bit of it. Okay, and again it will take the shape of the body below it. Now, as I said, we have like this stretch and this pinch. So how we gonna draw the cloth without making it look الله ربنا يعينك يا رب. Okay, let's continue. Mm, Thank you, Art. Hello, Vitor. No, you're not. You're cool. Okay, wrapping around. I don't have to draw like the body since I've already draw it, but just to show you guys. Okay, let's see now if I'm going to draw. I know that there's like a center line of the cloth I'm trying to. يا باشا الله يبارك لك يا رب حبيبي. Let's do some folds right here, as you can see here. And guys, I'm trying to actually make a conclusion. I'm trying to decide. Okay, I'm just trying to follow the shape of the body below. I know there are like some tension points right here, so I'm just gonna duplicate that here, and that's all. Just make things a little bit simpler. Okay, some buttons, and to make it even more believable we have to make like some negative spaces. It may not look good here, so let's just make it more of a straight line. Okay guys, and there won't be that much in this area actually, since as I said it is kinda stretched. You can may you may actually do some wrapping around lines or curves, wrapping around here. And again, you don't have to concentrate a lot on the accessories. Just try to make the draw like the whole form first, the big shapes as I said. So let's continue. This one is going to wrap around the biceps, and it will take the shape of the chest. Okay guys, here's the form again. Let's add some this pocket right here. So I'm not going to draw the bucket like this. Okay, this is so and completely wrong. If I'm going to draw the bucket, it has again to take the shape of the form. So if I'm going to draw it, it has to wrap around the form like this. this one also, but you're not going to see that much of it. Cool. Let's add these pins right here, and the badge also. You're still not going to see that much of it. Not too much details. That's not shown right here right now. When I'm drawing like the line art, I'll show that. Okay. And then let's try to draw the, oh, here's the badge again. Wrapping around. Okay, guys. The belt are still. Look carefully, guys. When I'm drawing, I'm not just drawing blindly. I'm consistently looking at the body below. You might need to follow the perspective here to draw this mic, or you're not. You can draw it this way, or you can draw it like the way it is here. It won't make so much difference actually. Again, I'm not trying to make it perfect. There's like this, since he's kinda having those muscles, so I'm trying to make the pants also kinda tight. Okay, guys, showing with some thin lines what is below. And here you go, guys. If I'm going to draw the legs like the reference, so this leg is actually acting like a cylinder. It's kinda tilted to the back. So if I'm going to draw like this pocket, I'm going to make it wrapping around the form. Okay, wrapping around the form. But in this pose, I guess the leg is more of leaning like this. So I'm gonna draw the bucket leaning, wrapping around and seeing like the lower part of it. So okay guys, I hope you get what I'm saying. Cool. Just going to make it a little bit smaller and also higher. Cool guys. And for this part, I'm just going to show a little bit of it. And let's say there is like a device right here. Not that much. And that's for real guys, my process while drawing. So let's say I'm gonna let's say we're gonna erase the underline from the areas we don't wanna see. And we're going to leave just the arms. And that's it guys. You can actually draw lots of things. You already know the idea behind everything. What I'm going to do right now is just refining. I can also draw like other things, maybe like a vest, not just all of these things. Like if I'm going to draw like a vest and a shirt below, or still the same shirt, let's try to make like a vest of it. Sorry, let's see. Again, okay, let's do let's merge these ones and try to make like a shirt above it. Here you go. Let's draw like a shirt and a vest. Let's see. Again, guys, wrapping around. Never forget, it takes the shape of the form. Let's say I wanna add the same shirt but a vest. So how it's going to look? Mm, mm, mm. As you can see, guys, the vest looks, it doesn't take that much of a form since it's kinda solid, but it also follows the perspective of it. Okay, cool, guys. This is our vest. Hmm. I guess the perspective here is off, so let's fix that. And this one is going to be lower and tilted, so it follows the wrap. Okay, guys. Any questions, guys? You can actually use whatever shape of a head you want. You can even make it like a fan art, like a character. Let's say, let's go for this one. I'll draw like a hat or something. Close. Any questions, guys? I'm sorry, I don't know how to draw a cap or a hat, so I'll try to see if I have like a reference or something. It's just going to follow again the shape of the head. Just tilt him like around and mm, 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 mm. Actually, the next step is just trying and try and draw the line art, which takes kinda some time. Let's make it a little bit tilted. Okay. Oh, guys, I used the brushes for the sketching part. I used this one in Clip Studio Paint. Okay, it's the textured pen in Clip Studio Paint. Okay, and that's what it gives. The look of it is kinda textured. Okay, let's see. Here you go. So the more I press, it gets darker. This is like for the preliminary sketch, because it's kinda loose. And as you see, the stabilization is only 6, because I wanna make it as loose as possible. Okay, but for the line art, let's say I'm just going to, like, if I'm drawing like a face or something. Okay guys, for the line art I used to use this one. For the line art I used to use this one, which is the mapping pen. Okay, but now I'm using this one in the India ink, the brush pen. I kinda like the shape of it, the smoothness of it. Okay guys, I think I'm going to wrap things around. Okay, I'll wrap it around here. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was kinda like loose. I was not going actually for something special, so I'm so sorry about that. So see you guys.